Aside from my soul,
Every week we give away products from BoostedShades.com. Stick around to the end of the video to find out how to win this week's giveaway. What's up, guys? Welcome to yet another Datsun build video, because we still don't have parts for the Porsche, but besides the fact, let's get right into it.
Initially, we were just trying to pull the head on the Datsun, but as you'll see, it turned into way more than that.
Yeah, we thought the noise was coming from the head, so the original plan was to just take that off and see if there was anything immediately wrong with it, and there wasn't. We figured, since we got that far, let's just pull the whole motor. The further we got, the more it looked like we uncovered, so we decided to just take out the whole thing and bring it down to a machine shop.
So the first part of the video is us just taking the head out and doing what we got to do for that. Once we got the head out and everything, we're looking at it and we're like, it's only a few more bolts, we might as well just pull out this entire engine.
That turned out to be a good thing, because when we brought it down to the machine shop, we got news that can be considered bad, but we see it as an opportunity. It turns out our crank was completely destroyed, our crankshaft.
Garbage, absolute garbage.
In addition, our cylinder head also has numerous cracks in it, so it looks like this is going to become a balls out build. We're going to go for some pretty high horsepower numbers. At the end of the video, we're going to explain why we're making some of the choices that we're going to make, but for right now, just enjoy the footage of us first taking apart the cylinder head and then eventually just pulling the whole motor.
The first step is to remove everything.
Is it heavy as fuck?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've taken apart half of the engine already, and the thought occurred to us, let's just pull the whole thing out.
Might as well, so.
And we're thinking, while we're in here, let's do some CP pistons and some rods and all this other shit, so we'll see what this turns into. Let's go. So I think that basically everything's disconnected. We just have to disconnect it from the transmission and use our handy dandy Harbor Freight engine hoist and get it out of here.
Yeah, should be pretty easy. We'll find out.
Do you have anything more significant to add, Devin?
Nah.
We thought that it was going to be easiest to just remove the motor and not the motor and transmission. We were probably wrong about that. Regardless, the next step for us was to remove the bolts connecting the tranny and the motor. There's always that one bolt, and in this case, Devin's stepping on the wrench to try to get it to turn. A pry bar between the chassis and the wrench is what got it done in the end. Before we actually get started disassembling the small block, we have to put together our engine stand and clean up the garage. We actually ended up having to degrease our floor, despite our best efforts to keep it clean. It's all over the car. I feel really bad about that, man.
Oh, shit happens.
A straight 4-cylinder is like the easiest engine in the world to tear down, so everything from here on out went pretty quickly. The goal was to get the engine ready for the machine shop, so we had to break the motor down to the block, the cylinder head, and the crankshaft. Everything else had to come off and wasn't needed. We probably should have used a puller for this part, but we couldn't get one in time, so rubber mallet had to do. After the rod caps are removed, the pistons can simply be removed out the top of the engine. One of the last things to come out was the crankshaft, and we didn't know it at the time, but this is never going to be reinstalled because ours is damaged beyond repair. The very last thing we did was clean off all the parts, and then we made our way down to the machine shop. Alright, there you have it, guys. We took the motor out, we broke the motor down, we took it completely apart, we cleaned it, and we brought it to the machine shop. Funny thing happened with the machine shop.
So JP talked to the guy on the phone. He said everything's all good, knew exactly what we wanted, and we told him we'd be down in about an hour or so, and we headed off to go meet this guy.
So we went down to GRC Machine, and we show up, and I talked to the front desk lady, and this guy comes out, and he goes, "Nice to meet you." And immediately we knew something was wrong. He's like, "What do you got here?" I showed him the motor. He's like, "What do you want to do with it?" I'm like, "Man, I just talked to you on the phone." He's like, "No, you didn't." He says, "I'm the only dude in the shop that you would have talked to."
Yeah, this dude is just completely mind blown that we had shown up there. So it was very apparent that he had no idea who we were or what we wanted to do.
So I showed him some emails or whatever, you know, he read them, he said, "Well, you talked to somebody, but it wasn't me. Regardless, I can do everything that you want me to do, which is clean up the block, bore it out, the amount over that we want it bored, and do some head work." And well, if you can do the work for us, then we don't really care what happened. He's like, "Well, if you find out what happened, let me know." So on the ride home, I Google it, and there's 2 GRC machine shops. So I talked to somebody at the other one, and we ended up driving to the wrong GRC. So when we showed up with this job, this guy had no idea who we were or what we wanted done. So that was pretty interesting.
Turns out though, this dude's shop actually has better reviews than the other one, so can't really complain there.
So it was probably a good thing. Alright, let's talk about what we're gonna do with the car now that we know what we know. The car right now has a transmission that's great for the motor. It has a custom drive shaft for the motor. Everything's the right length and everything. So we really want to keep this motor platform as opposed to switching it to something else.
Needless to say, there's a lot that's going to go into this to make it right.
For example, the crank's no good. We already located a new one. The big issue is the head is cracked, and there's not a lot of these heads left.
It's actually cracked on 4, 3, and 2. The only port that isn't cracked on the exhaust side is 1.
So that means our only option is to go with a company called Beauport, and they're the best heads around for these motors. If we didn't change anything else, we just got the head bolt on, we're looking at an additional 150 horsepower. Yeah.
That's sweet.
So what we're gonna do, and here's the plan with the car. We're gonna do CP pistons, which are forged pistons. We're gonna do Crower rods, and or Crower. I don't know how to pronounce it. CROW, whatever. Doesn't matter. We're doing rods and pistons, so forged internals, and we're gonna get a stage 3 head with a stage 3 cam. Maybe we have to talk about cams because that's a whole other thing for a whole other episode.
So the plan is to do a big whole set HX40 turbo.
That's a turbo off of I think it's a Cummins Dodge turbo diesel. So a giant
Gnarly.
turbo. Yeah, we're probably looking around 500 wheel with room to grow if we really wanted to. So our main concern at this point is, well, our block's getting done and we're ordering all these parts. This isn't going to take as long as the Porsche, by the way, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, we're gonna get the rear end and the bodywork sorted out.
The rear end we're going for is the R200, which came stock in the 280ZX and the 280Z. There's a LSD model. It's really strong. We're gonna stiffen up the body, but we have a lot of work to do before the motor goes back in. We're gonna paint the engine bay, get the body all cleaned up and looking nice. So we have a lot of content planned for you guys, and we're pretty excited about this build.
As well, we're trying to get that Porsche going as soon as possible. If you remember from the last video, we're still waiting on those pistons and still in the same exact boat. Just haven't really heard back. Trying to contact them every day. It's been a real pain in the ass.
As soon as we get the pistons though, we're ready to make a long block out of that motor, and you know, we'll get going on that as soon as possible. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching. We hope you enjoy the video. We're gonna be experimenting with filming styles and everything throughout the summer, so we're excited to have you watch us make the channel grow, and we'll try to keep making videos every week for you.
Yeah. So I guess we should address the winner type deal.
Oh yeah, so every week we give away a random product from our online store, boostedshades.com. There's instructions in the video. There will be at the very end of this video. But last week's winner, Devin's gonna pick literally right now.
Pulling it up right now. Just give me 1 second. All right, we got Vic Kafsey.
Okay, so Vic Kafsey, you want a random pair of shades
Vic
or
Kafka?
other?
I'm not sure how to pronounce that. I don't know. Vic_Kafka.
Okay, well, regardless,
It'll pop up on
regardless, Vic, you've won random merchandise from our store, boostedshades.com, and you can contact us, email, Instagram, any social media platform. We'll get back to you. So contact us to claim your prize. Okay, so we mentioned we do a giveaway every week. This week, you need to be subscribed to the channel, you need to like the video, and something we're on the fence about is what color and finish to paint the car. So we want you guys to voice your opinions in the comment section. To win this week's giveaway, comment what color and what finish you'd like to see on this Datsun 240Z.
As always, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you subscribed. We'll see you guys next time.
Find you